All right, let's dive into the open network. TON for short. Want to know the inside scoop on this blockchain project? Buckle up. TON's journey is a roller coaster, even for like the wild world of crypto, you know. So we're going to unpack its history, break down the tech in a way that anyone can understand, right, and explore what it's actually being used for today. What's really fascinating about TON is its backstory. Like it's a real underdog story, starting with the team behind Telegram, the encrypted messaging app aiming to bring crypto to the masses, right? They envisioned integrating cryptocurrency directly into Telegram with their own coin called Gram. Imagine like sending money to your friends as easily as you send a text message. That was the dream. They even held an ICO, an initial coin offering, and raised a massive amount of money. But there's a twist, right? A classic crypto plot twist. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, stepped in and basically shut the whole project down. Back in 2020, they argued that Gram was an unregistered security, and Telegram had to back down, it seems like the end of the road for TON.
But here's where things get really interesting. The open source community, the heart and soul of many crypto projects, refused to let CON die. They rallied. They took the original code that Telegram had made open source, right, and breathed new life into the project. They rebranded it as the Open Network, TON. And this is where the open part truly shines, you know? This community revival speaks volumes about the decentralized nature of blockchain. Even when, like, a major player steps back, the community can keep things moving, driven by their belief in the technology and its potential. Now let's get down to the nuts and bolts of TON. What makes it tick? Unlike Bitcoin, which relies on a proof-of-work system, TON uses proof-of-stake. What does this mean for you? Faster transactions and a much lighter environmental footprint. It's a more sustainable way to run a blockchain, right? Things are like this. Instead of miners using massive amounts of energy to solve complex puzzles and secure the network, TON uses validators. These validators are chosen based on how many TON coins they hold and are willing to stake as collateral. It's like putting your money where your mouth is, ensuring that validators act honestly and keep the network secure. Now, another cool feature of TON is its multi-chain architecture. Picture a major highway with smaller roads branching off. That's TON. You have a main chain, called a master chain, which acts as the central hub, managing the core data and keeping the whole system running smoothly. Then you have these smaller roads, called work chains, each handling specific tasks or applications. Let's say you're playing an online game built on TON, and you want to buy a cool new sword for your character. That microtransaction could be handled by a specific work chain, designed for quick and efficient micropayments. This keeps things running smoothly and prevents the entire network from getting bogged down. And this leads us to one of TON's biggest strengths, scalability. It's designed to handle millions of transactions per second. How? Through a technique called sharding. Imagine you're trying to feed a huge crowd with a single pizza. It's going to be slow and messy. But what if you could magically slice that pizza into multiple pieces and have everyone grab a slice simultaneously? That's essentially what sharding does. It splits the network into smaller pieces, called shards, each processing transactions independently. This massively increases TON's capacity, meaning you won't be waiting forever for your transactions to go through. But TON doesn't stop there. It's also built with interoperability in mind. No blockchain wants to be an island, right? TON is designed to connect and interact with other blockchains seamlessly, allowing different systems to, talk to each other and exchange value. It's like having a universal translator for the blockchain world, breaking down barriers and making it easier for different projects to work together. And then there's the speed. TON boasts near-instant transactions. Think about paying for your morning coffee with crypto, and it's as quick as tapping your debit card. That's the kind of experience TON is aiming for. Of course, speed and scalability are great, but not at the expense of security and decentralization. And that's where TON shines again. It's built on the principle of distributed consensus, meaning no single entity controls the network. This makes it resilient to censorship and single points of failure, giving power back to the users. So far, so good, right?
But how is TON actually being used in the real world? Well, let's get into that next. Okay, so we've covered the tech, but where's the action? How's TON being used in the real world? Like, the most obvious use case is payments and transfers, right? TON aims to make sending and receiving money as seamless as possible, whether you're like paying a friend back for lunch or a business is sending an international payment. But TON's ambition goes way beyond just like basic transactions. It's also making a splash in the world of DeFi, decentralized finance. This is where things get really interesting, right? Think lending platforms where you can earn interest on your crypto, decentralized exchanges where you can trade tokens without a middleman, and all sorts of other innovative financial applications, all powered by TON's blockchain. DeFi is all about cutting out the middlemen, increasing transparency, and giving you more control over your own assets. It's a financial revolution brewing on the blockchain, right? And TON is right in the thick of it. Another area where TON is making waves is content distribution. Imagine a decentralized version of YouTube or Spotify.
That's the vision TON enables. Creators can connect directly with their audience, cutting out the platform middlemen and keeping a larger share of the revenue. Content is stored and shared securely on the blockchain, making it resistant to censorship and ensuring its permanence. This is about empowering creators and giving them more control over their work, while also giving users more choice and freedom. It's a potential game changer for the media landscape. And let's not forget gaming. TON is being used to build in-game economies, where players have true ownership of their digital assets. We're not just talking about like buying skins for your character here. We're talking about owning items that have real value and could be traded or sold freely, just like physical goods. This opens up a whole new world of possibilities for gamers, giving them a level of control and ownership that traditional games just can't match. And given TON's roots in Telegram, it's no surprise that it's also making inroads into the world of social media and messaging. Imagine a decentralized social media platform built on TON. Your data isn't controlled by a single corporation. You have more privacy, more security,
and more control over your online interactions. That's the potential here. And the implications for like freedom of speech and user empowerment are massive. It's definitely a space to watch closely. Now, all of this amazing stuff is powered by Toncoin, the native cryptocurrency of the TON ecosystem. It's used for everything from transaction fees to securing the network through staking. Think of it like the fuel that keeps the TON engine running. It's worth noting that Toncoin has a large total supply, over 5 billion tokens, with about half of that currently in circulation. This is something to keep in mind when you're evaluating its potential for price appreciation. And while Toncoin has been listed on major exchanges like Binance and even received a seed tag, which indicates potential, it's crucial to do your own research before investing in any cryptocurrency. Remember, the crypto world is full of opportunities, but it's also full of risks. Never invest more than you could afford to lose. So we've covered a lot of ground here. We've explored TON's history, its tech, and its real-world applications. It's clear that TON is more than just another blockchain trying to be Bitcoin 2.0. It's got ambition, it's got the tech, and it's got a passionate community driving it forward. But like any ambitious project, TON faces challenges. The blockchain space is incredibly competitive, with new projects popping up all the time. It's a constant battle for attention, users, and developers. And then there's the regulatory landscape. As we saw with the SEC's intervention in the Grand Project, governments around the world are still figuring out how to deal with cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology. This uncertainty can create hurdles for projects like TON as they try to navigate this complex and ever-changing regulatory minefield. And of course, there's the challenge of like mass adoption. Blockchain technology is still relatively new, and it takes time for people to understand it, trust it, and integrate it into their daily lives. This is especially true when it comes to something as sensitive as money. TON and the entire blockchain industry needs to keep working on making this technology more accessible, user-friendly, and demonstrably valuable to the average person. But despite these challenges, TON has a lot going for it. It's got a solid technological foundation,
a vibrant and dedicated community, and a growing ecosystem of applications that are already making a real-world impact. And the team behind TON is not standing still. They're constantly innovating, exploring new ideas, and pushing the boundaries of what's possible with blockchain technology. They're working on making TON the most versatile, user-friendly, and powerful blockchain platform out there. That's what makes TON such an exciting project to watch. It has the potential to disrupt multiple industries and fundamentally change the way we interact with technology. It's a bold vision, but one that the TON community is fiercely committed to making a reality. So you might be asking yourself, what does all of this mean for me?
Well, that's a great question. And the answer really depends on like your own interests and goals. Are you a developer who's excited about building on a powerful and flexible blockchain platform? Are you an entrepreneur looking for new opportunities in the crypto space? Or are you simply someone who's curious about the potential of this technology to change the world? TON offers something for everyone.
If you're intrigued and want to learn more, I highly encourage you to check out the TON website and explore the resources they have available. Dive into the community forums, read the white papers, and start experimenting with the technology. The best way to understand TON is to experience it firsthand. And who knows, you might just find yourself getting swept up in this exciting and rapidly evolving ecosystem. Yeah, it's really amazing to see how this project has not just survived but thrived. Thanks to a passionate community. It's a real testament to the power of open source development. Like when Telegram had to step back, the community didn't let the vision just fade away. They picked up the torch and kept pushing forward, driven by a shared belief that TON could make a real difference in the world. But let's step back for a second and think even bigger. We've talked about TON as a platform for payments, DeFi, content creation, and so on. But what if we zoom out and look at the bigger picture? What if TON isn't just another blockchain, but the foundation for a whole new kind of internet?
Imagine a decentralized internet where users have true control over their data, their privacy, and their online experiences. Imagine social media platforms, online marketplaces, even entire governments built on a decentralized blockchain-based infrastructure. Right? It would fundamentally change the way we interact with the digital world. We could move from a world dominated by a handful of powerful tech giants to a more open, transparent, and equitable online environment. It's a bold vision, no doubt. But TON, with its focus on scalability, interoperability, and user experience, might just be the catalyst for this next evolution of the internet.
Yeah.
So as you continue to explore TON and the world of blockchain, keep this question in mind. How can we use this technology to build a better future for everyone? That's the real challenge and the real opportunity that lies ahead.
Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive into the open network. We've covered a lot of ground, from its dramatic history to its ambitious vision for the future.
Hopefully you now have a better understanding of what TON is all about,
Right.
and the potential it holds. It's a project that's worth keeping an eye on, because who knows? It might just change the world as we know it. Keep exploring, keep learning, and as always, happy diving.